3, 2, 1.
All right, welcome back to Show Me Trucks. Well, I'm trying to make one of those YouTube channels where they don't film anything and they just get stuff done. So, the last 2 days I've been doing some stuff off camera, which has been nice to get some stuff done. That's why I got the front wheels off the 36. I had to cut some holes for the shock towers. I wanted to do all that before I pulled the engine out or pull the fenders off or anything like that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the wheels on, and I need to get the 67 and all this junk out of the way. That way I can pull the 67 forward and then try to find a way to spin my truck inside the garage. Engine's out. So if you weren't sure, I haven't really been taking care of it as far as keeping it clean or anything. I know a lot of you guys are probably stressing that, but I knew I was gonna rebuild it, so I had to deep clean it anyway. So all this sawdust and crap that's on it will be getting cleaned off. So full rebuild on these. I just need to separate the transmission. Then I'm gonna get this up on the engine stand. side project. So this is the wood support in my cab. This is the gas pedal setup that I had made. So off camera, I did some stuff, but I didn't want to show you. So I had cut a hole and filed it forever, and then I welded on a little bit longer because I need a little more length, because on the back of this pedal kind of slides in and then pushes in. There's a little, this was a little bit longer, but this is a little spring clip. Fairly stock look. Like I said, it clips in from the top and then clips into that hole, and that keeps it all tight on there. So, yay, stock looking pedal. You know, you can see the hinge, whatever. It's better to me than drop down pedals that look hideous in the truck. These are the leather straps for the doors. They're ordered, but not near dark enough. So, they look like they have some kind of glaze on them. So I'm gonna try to remove that, and I've read acetone is not the best, but I've also read people use it, so I'm gonna use it. If it damages the leather, it's gonna match the truck. But I kind of need it like this dark. That's like on my seats, or even as dark as the backside would be nice. And if it looks old, whatever, I'll probably put all this on and then throw an oil on it just to protect it some more. So that way it doesn't dry it out too much. So see how this goes. That acetone definitely takes that off. Probably a little rough on it, but it is what it is. Hopefully the stain adheres to it. I got this dark brown. Well, that worked out just how I wanted. So pretty excited about that. There's a little kind of nick up in here, which kind of sucks. These are like $40. And now, if I would have known I was gonna have to do all this, I probably would have just bought the leather and some rivets from the Michaels, but I didn't because I'm dumb. But that matches the seat way closer, and it kind of has that patina look on it, obviously. And then now I have some oil. It just needs some liquid in there, so hopefully it doesn't dry out. Well, of course I broke one. I was getting a little too aggressive trying to get it in. They're really hard to get in, I won't lie. So I do have the chrome ones that came with it, or stainless, whatever they are. But what I'm going to try to do is weld this first and see if I can weld it. You don't really see much of it. I welded up this little piece. That way I can try to jam it in here once it cools down. All right, well, I'll show you these. Let's see how dark it is in here. This is where those go. I just need to figure out where they land in the middle of that board and screw this side in. And that'll just be some regular screws holding that in. So all these bolts are bad, and these are the leaf spring bolts. You can see how notched out they are. These are bent up. You can kind of see on this one that it is the threads are gone, but it's also jammed up there. So I have a feeling that's kind of common on these brass ones. So I think the replacements are steel. I'll be drilling those out to 3/4. I went and got my bolts the other day, so I'll do that, sleeve these. It seems to be that the bottom ones are the ones that are giving me issues, so I will hammer out those sleeves, order new ones, order the replacement pins. I need to break these U-bolts loose. That way I know if they're bad and I need to get new ones. That way I can order it in the same order. Obviously I'm trying to save money, so I'd love to just reuse those. Then I need to drill the holes for these lower engine mounts. I haven't been able to get a straight shot at it with the leaf springs in the way. So once I get those out of the way, I can get to that. And then I'm gonna dig into that steering box, jam grease in there. Hopefully the old grease comes out, new grease stays in. Because it is kind of close to my headers, I want to make sure I use some high temp grease. Hopefully those U-bolts break free. About 35 minutes to get 2 U-bolts off. So now this piece is lets your U-bolt sit in there, and then I drilled this out so my shock, that QA1 shock, fits in there. And then now these springs are loose, so I'll pull this one out, do one side, put it back in. I don't want this whole thing moving around on me.